Hey everyone, Sieg here. Today we're diving into an intriguing topic from the Monster Hunter universe. Does the Hunters Guild make mistakes? Despite being an essential institution in the game's world, the guild isn't perfect, and its flaws can often be explained through the lore itself. Let's explore these mistakes, understand why they happen, and imagine how they could be fixed within the game's universe. Let's get into it. In the world of Monster Hunter, the Hunters Guild is responsible for gathering monster information, managing quests, and maintaining order among hunters. However, the Monster Hunter world lacks the internet, computers, or any advanced communication technology. Everything is recorded in ancient tomes, field notes, and reports from hunters and researchers, which are often based on limited or outdated observations. Information can take weeks or even months to reach other regions, and during this process, many details may be lost or distorted. This lack of precision in communication explains many inconsistencies in the game's lore. One of the most notable examples is the Black Diablos. Even though we know it's simply a female Diablos in its mating period, the guild still classifies it as a subspecies. This creates confusion among hunters, but also shows how the guild prefers to stick to outdated categories rather than update its records. Another curious case is Gore Magala. Even years after its introduction into the ecosystem, it remains classified as an unknown monster. Many hunters have faced and studied Gore Magala, but the guild doesn't seem willing to formalize a definitive category for it. And what about the fanged beasts? They were previously called Pelagus, but this term was discontinued without a clear explanation, and they're now part of a larger category. This change made sense to simplify classifications, but also shows how the guild adjusts its records for convenience, not always coherently. Then there's Yamatsukami. Classified as an elder dragon, any hunter could argue it clearly isn't a dragon. The same confusion occurred recently with Paolumu, categorized as a flying wyvern despite lacking the typical traits of that class. These are clear examples of monsters placed into categories purely out of convenience. Within the lore, we can say these mistakes happen because the guild works with incomplete information. Imagine an isolated village describing a creature without the necessary scientific knowledge or access to more comprehensive records. Such errors are expected in a world where messages are delivered by birds or on foot. Now, outside the lore, the simpler explanation is Capcom being Capcom. Many of these inconsistencies result from design or gameplay decisions, prioritizing the player's experience over 100% consistency with the lore. Take, for example, how Capcom reused Great Thunderbugs as part of the ecosystem in Monster Hunter Wilds to enrich gameplay mechanics, even though it contradicts earlier records. If you don't know the lore of these bugs, I've got a video about it on the channel. But back to the lore. What if the guild were reformed? Within the game's universe, this could be done by developing a more efficient information-sharing network. Perhaps a technological revolution could introduce something like central libraries with books accessible to all hunters, or even a more modern system connecting villages. Airships from Perna, the diffusion of palamutes, or using secrets for messengers, not just hunters, could significantly speed up information delivery. Another idea would be to create a new category of researchers specializing in revising old records and correcting errors. This wouldn't just justify updates to the lore, but also show the evolution of Monster Hunter's world over time. Let's face it, the guild has needed an upgrade in its structure for quite some time. So, what do you think about the Hunters Guild's mistakes? Are they justifiable within the lore, or is Capcom simply ignoring them for the sake of gameplay? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let me know if you think these problems should be resolved in future games. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends who also love Monster Hunter lore. I'll leave it here for now. Thanks, and see you next time.